Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Black Mirror 2. So, apparently, this guy who's claiming to be a detective from London was the stranger who was following me or Angelina, and he walked into the police station and accused Angelina of being the murderer and saying that yes, there were photos of Angelina of a provocative nature in the same way we'd seen photos that Fuller had made, but the photos he showed as evidence were actually the pictures that Darren took of Angelina, and so he would have only been able to get those photos had he searched her hotel room. So I need to now go back, or at least the story in the game is telling me to go back to the hotel and search it myself.
Get lost, you damn critters! Get off my veranda!
Apparently we're gonna have a bit of
Seagulls seem to like the veranda just as much as the hotel owner does.
So I think we figured out now what the deal with the bread and the veranda are. So I would have said I was gonna play this game logically. So I'm going to take a slice of bread and put it on the veranda.
I ought to break up the bread, or else it's gonna make food for just one bird.
Alright, well, let's try the wire cutters on the bread. Do I seriously need some kind of knife to break up bread?
I'll press a little around here.
Nope, I just had to right click on it. That was an unnecessary step. So I'm going to put the breadcrumbs on the veranda, he's going to run out, and I'm going to sneak past him and go into Angelina's room. I think we're very close to the end of Act 2. I'm fine with that. We need to get out of this area. We really shouldn't have stayed in this area for 2 acts back to back. There should have been something in between. We're definitely having issues of the game half being storyline and dialogue, and then large chunks well, you'll have a run of storyline and dialogue that's probably about 70 to 80% of the game, and then you'll have a run of 20 to 30 minutes of puzzles back to back. Just terrible mixture. Alright.
Well, I can go up the stairs, but without the room key, all I can do is get as far as Angelina's door.
Alright, so we need to grab the key first. Again, taking extra steps, which that's logical, I suppose.
Got it. The key for room number 5.
One assumes that's the room. So we don't trust this guy, this London detective at all. He's been acting suspicious this whole time. And if he was here investigating a case, he would have cooperated with the local police, or at least informed him of what's going on. So we've got a small table. Should take pictures of everything and see if it unlocks something.
Nice work. There were skilled craftsmen across the whole region all those years back. They brought all their experience and designs from Europe and supplied the whole of the States from here.
I imagine what we're gonna find is that we need to do something with the lamp, do something with the ventilation, do something maybe with the glasses, I guess. You kind of wonder if maybe this box or this book had anything, or at least you'd be able to look at all that stuff, but the game does not seem to even really care. Now I've already been caught a couple times snooping around, but it doesn't feel like I've screwed up in the game scenario. I feel like it's more of a case of the...
A very lovely theme.
I don't know why he didn't face the glasses there. It feels like a storyline issue, and feels very similar to the stories they were telling me in Black Mirror 1.
This isn't exactly my taste, and I can't find anything to help me any further.
I imagine...
She only drank non-alcoholic drinks in the diner yesterday. Angelina is about as good with alcohol as I am.
How do you know? You had like one date with her, and you think you know her. It's like, seriously. Look at the lamp.
What's this then?
Hiding something in the lamp's not unheard of. You can see his hands are just animated in a weird movement.
I don't believe it. A microphone. A listening device. The bastards bugged Angelina. There's no cable on it. It must have a little transmitter, but such a tiny transmitter can't have much of a range. That means there has to be an amplifier or a more powerful transmitter around here.
Oh yeah, who suspects
A
that?
microphone in a small metal housing. I don't know much about these things, but the bug doesn't look like the work of some hobbyist. But I can't see any letters or numbers. No symbols, nothing. Nothing that might help a little.
Of course, if you're just using the hotspots, which I don't see how you could even play this game not using the hotspots. There's just way too many things you would have to slowly crawl over, and I don't see any gameplay enjoyment of slowly moving your mouse up and down the screen. That's kind of like playing in a hidden object game where you're just clicking on every single pixel because you have no clue what you're looking for, where it is. You know, it's in the ventilation.
A ventilation shaft could be a good hiding place for a radio set. I bet the hole leads right up to the roof.
He just
I knew it.
pretends to pull it off. This half measure here.
A radio set.
Don't
the bug
animate
only
the
needs to
objects,
transmit a
only
few
animate
yards,
the guy.
and then this powerful set amplifies the signal and sends it on to wherever.
Well, we know what we're gonna do with that. We're gonna go talk to the military guy about the radio. It feels like when you see something like that, where the 2D flat background is not being animated and the 3D foreground is being animated, that there definitely were compromises made in the namesake of making point-and-click adventure games 3D, which frankly was always a mistake and a dumb idea. Even now, when you think about The Walking Dead, as far as a game, it's a little bit more flat 2D than it is 3D, and even at that, the Telltale games are not particularly great or improved upon by being 3D. I could definitely see them originally just saying the character is going to be 2D, all the background is going to be 2D, and that's just how it's going to be, and it would probably blend a lot better and look better, be more frames of animation certainly.
Apart from that, there's nothing else.
So, and I don't think there's anything else here. And I'm not really afraid
That's
of triggering
a postcard
things.
of Biddeford. It's very useful for getting from one part of town to the next. That's a postcard.
But I can't use it right now, so I probably am going to get caught. Surprise, surprise. As soon as I walk out of here, I'm going to get caught by the police, and then whatever is going to happen is going to happen.
Where have you come from? What do you think you're doing?
You
can't just march through the rooms. This is a discreet, familial hotel. Where is the key for room 5? Miss Morgan's room. You've got it. Leave it here! Immediately! Don't let the police hear about this, for heaven's sake! And now get out! I never want to see you here again!
So this is a pretty easy way to...
If you just...
Out!
This is a pretty easy way to stop you from having to come back to this area.
Man, was he upset or what?
Like,
doesn't matter. I've got everything I wanted and I don't need to go back into the hotel again.
so yeah, that's the end of that. I still feel like at some point we'll probably go into the... we'll do something with the flagpole, but now we can fast travel back here to the junk shop. We don't have the keys anymore for Fuller's car that were on the key ring, so that's fine. Here's another great example of a 3D animation where he's just kind of randomly moving his hands. Clearly completely different teams working together, and the 3D animation team had no clue and not really even a wireframe or a drawing to reference what the 2D animation was going to look like. I imagine when this game was made, it may have been a little bit difficult to hire enough employees to do full 3D rendering of backgrounds. Probably would have been way too expensive also. I'm going to talk to Eddie about
There was something else.
a couple of things here.
Spit it out! What do you want?
What do you know about this guy?
The police are looking for a man called Reginald Boris. He was hiding in a side street next to your shop. Did you notice anything?
If I noticed a little punk like that, I'd have given him an earful.
That I can believe.
And ask about the radio.
You're an expert on radio equipment, right? Can you tell me what this is?
Who the hell?
Darren. Can you help me or not? It's important.
Well, that's a plain old transmitter. Cheap Asian trash.
I found that thing in a ventilation shaft in a young woman's hotel room. What kind of range does this thing have?
Not far. If it's used in a room, a couple of miles at best.
And it's not possible to find out where the receiver is, right? That doesn't help at all. Damn.
I know all the hams in the area, and none of them would hide that kind of thing in a ladies' room.
But...
Really?
But I intercepted some strange Morse code last night. Long wave, just after 1800 hours. Someone knew. He said something about a girl who is now safe. He also said he'd be back in touch today at 1800 hours.
That could have been Reginald Boris.
A foreigner?
Yes. And apart from that, perhaps Old Fuller's murderer. And someone who wants to frame an innocent party.
And you want to stop that? Well, maybe there's a spark of decency in you yet.
Can we track down Reginald if he transmits again at 1800 hours?
Well, you bet. With directional antennas. I got one here. We'll have to build another one. We'll get his bearings from two
Sounds
different
like a
points.
puzzle.
And then bang! We got him.
What do you need for it?
Oh, well, let me think.
You need 3
I've got
to
a radio here.
triangulate.
We can use that. I need a metal tube, a copper wire, at least a
2.
meter, and you'll need
gonna
headphones
make it a
and
lot
a compass
harder.
to get the bearings right. You bring me that stuff, and I'll build you the direction finder. And hurry! There ain't much time till 1800.
1800 hours. That's 6 p.m., right?
Oh my God.
I wonder what the law is in the United States about foreign visitors transmitting on long distance radio. Think you probably would need a license. I think Americans need a license for most frequencies. There's like a family long range frequency that people can use, but that's kind of it. We need to take a moment and look here and see what we actually need to do. A metal bar Small copper wire, headphones, and a compass. Okay. I think I can think about this and figure out the wire. Headphones are in our house, so we didn't just need a metal bar. Wire cutters on the string of lights. So we stole the bulb, now we're stealing the wire. If the wire isn't from this, I have no idea.
Alright then. There's no choice. I need the copper wire.
Just because you take the bulb out, by the way, the wire would have still been hot. He should have shocked himself there. And is there really any reason to try and have some conversations with Biba? Like, seriously? Or are we just wasting our time? Because the flagpole will be the metal thing. And I kind of just want to see if she would say anything different. Guess we can also take some bread.
I'll take some bread. Mrs. Biba won't mind.
Just have that.
I don't want to bother her while she's working.
Okay. So, it's easier to click. Is this my house? Yeah. Here's the headphones.
I'll just borrow it.
No circuitry here at all. And a compass. That's gonna be kind of difficult. Is there a compass on a telescope?
Alright then, I need the compass. I'll have to sacrifice the telescope.
Okay. Like, you need more than what they're saying here, by far, to find the directional of a signal. And
The
frankly,
mast is a copy of a flagpole you might see on a big ship.
you would need probably a third one to triangulate.
You often get stormy weather coming off the Atlantic.
The thing about having
along
two
with
is you could
powerful
have two
gusts of
people
wind.
standing in a
If
direction.
the hotel owner ain't quick, he can go look for his
And
flags
then
in Canada.
Walk and see if the signals are getting stronger, or, well, I guess what you could do is have one person stand in one place and then have the other person walk a big circle around the other person and see which way it's stronger. Once you see it's stronger, you start running in that direction, but that's going to take a lot more samples.
Nothing to find.
Why can I not get this flagpole? Let's see.
I'll press a little around here. Is there a metal pole somewhere else? Like in the backyard? Because that flagpole doesn't seem like it wants me to collect it. Seems like the police didn't care about any of that stuff. So this metal bar. That'll be just right for the directional transmitter.
I thought the flagpole would be the other thing we collected. So wait a minute, do we did we just immediately get everything? Metal bars, small copper wire, headphones, and compass. Yep. We got it all very quickly. I'm fine with that. Let's just move the story forward. I would have been fine with Act 2 ending once I found the microphone, once I got into a room. They could have put some action in there too. I could have gotten into Angelina's room and just got knocked out by somebody and then start Act 3 from then. That's something that you'd expect from like Broken Sword. Let's just talk to him and see what we can do.
You got everything?
No, not yet.
Well, get going. Metal tube, bare copper wire, headphones and compass. Not much time till 1800.
I've got a cable here. Will that work instead of a copper wire?
No, you'll have to strip it.
Okay. So I have to strip the cable.
I'll cut into the plastic insulation and pull it back carefully. And now I have a real nice piece of copper wire.
Let's try that again. Should probably try and see if I can have bread and breadcrumbs at the same time in my inventory.
I'll build it up right away. But first, the theory. You take the receiver down to the coast, somewhere near the hotel. You turn on the radio, I'll set everything up, and don't fiddle with it. Then you turn the antenna slowly and listen for where the Morse code signal is the loudest. Look at the compass and write down the bearings and degrees where the antenna is pointing.
Good.
I'll do the same here with my receiver. Then we'll plot the bearings on this here map. Transmitter's located where the lines cross, understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now let me get on with it.
So, let's see.
That won't work in reality because of the simple fact you don't know how much power is being used to transmit. And that changes the calculation. What am I doing? I guess you're clicking and rotating. And is this puzzle gonna lock into something? And that's not Morse code for sure. Seems like it's red at 75. Click.
I got it. Back to the junk shop.
I doubt anybody would really have trouble with that.
Do you have a bearing?
Yes, sir. Bearing at 73 degrees.
Very good. My bearing is 90 degrees. Go on. Plot the bearings.
Is there a map somewhere?
Let's see. Your shop is here, and you had a bearing of 90 degrees.
They never introduced a map.
I was roughly here.
On the table.
This damn... Of course!
What is it?
A boat! Boris has got a boat. That's why no one here knows him, and why the police didn't find him. The lines cross a few hundred yards from the coast, about 2 miles to the east.
Good work. Now you need a boat. One of those lobster fishermen owes me a favor. You can use his.
And what should I do with it?
Sail out there, of course.
And serve myself up for a fight with Reginald Boris on his ship?
Didn't you hear the message? He plans on coming back into town again tonight, looking for you.
That's what he said? Huh, I must have missed that.
Well, go on then. You don't get many opportunities to be a hero.
I trust the police least of all. I'd rather get hold of the evidence of Angelina's innocence myself. And this time, it'll all be watertight.
Well, apparently, it felt like there was going to be a puzzle there. I'm going to take a moment to save, just in case. Do a little safety save. That was quite the jump there. I thought we were going to have to get a boat.
A wooden paddle that looks pretty heavy. Why would you need something like that on a sailboat?
To beat sharks off, I imagine.
I'd rather leave it. It's clearly too unwieldy for me.
Apparently this thing is just being steered by itself under no air power. Let's see, we've got a box, we've got the boom.
I don't know much about sailboats, but I think this thing is called the boom. That's the thing that smacks unwary people on the head, knocking them overboard.
And we'll take a picture of that.
I don't know much about sailboats.
That's the same thing a second time. We'll look in the box.
Life jackets, a lifesaver, a few ropes, a buoy, and a gas can. Nothing of use at the moment.
Probably things of use later. Unless this is really just an abandoned puzzle. Which, I wouldn't even be surprised. It seems like we also lost some stuff here. Feels like we're getting back down to almost no items, which I'm kind of cool with. Like the game certainly has had us walk around with a lot of items that we don't use enough, and we're getting a little bit of 3D on top of all this other 2D. Sorry, look at the lamp.
The lamp is screwed to the ceiling. If it was just lying around somewhere, it might fall over in rough seas.
Just try to take a picture of it. Apparently I could only look at it once. So one assumes you can't take a picture of anything. Just wasting a lot of time here. Certainly. Let's see, there's photos, folders that I missed. Folder and photo. Start with the things that probably won't activate anything. Imagine I'm just gonna get caught. This is going on way too long.
A flip-up seat with a lock on it. I need to get the lock open first.
So we'll have to come back to that in a second.
The cupboard looks like it's made of burl wood, but it can only be really a thin veneer, otherwise it'd be too heavy and expensive.
Check the drawers.
Alright. A few maritime maps, tools, screws, and measuring instrument. A key.
This almost feels like it's teasing me with all these items that they're mentioning.
Let's see.
It's just listing a whole list of things that were going to be in this game but didn't get added at the last second.
This is a cool model. What have we here? A file titled Willow Creek. I don't believe it. Why the hell does Reginald Boris have pictures on his computer of a place where my mother regularly receives money? Something very strange is going on here.
Why is your mother regularly receiving money from that area? Let's see, here's a new picture it seems like we can look at, unless I missed that.
A frame sheet of handmade paper. You can hardly read the writing, and there's some kind of wildly painted lines over it. The road to El Dorado is written at the bottom. Isn't that in South America?
Isn't that like the name of a song or name of a book? So, is there some sort of conspiracy to hide the Gordon's past?
Cardboard folder.
And is he
It
trying
looks
to,
really new.
the detective
There's an A on the front.
Boris trying to expose maybe that conspiracy? I suppose that's possible.
Huh. At the front of the folder is a small piece of transparent foil with lines on it. Strange. I'll take it with me.
So it seems pretty
What
obvious.
else have we got here? Photos of Angelina. Some of them are clearly quite old. She can't be more than 13 or 14 years old in this one. Here she is as a kid. Huh. A note. New York, Boston. Perhaps that's her route? Yes. This proves that Boris has been following her for a while. I'll take the folder.
So apparently he's been following her entire life. So let's see. I assume this works with this. I don't know what this spells.
It might fit. Let's see.
So we've got a puzzle. And last one of these I tried, I didn't like at all. They certainly didn't quite do what I would have hoped it would have done. This doesn't sound like the route that she could have taken. There we go.
The foil fits perfectly. It shows a route around the southern tip of Africa. The route is southwest, south, southeast, east, northeast, and northwest.
Let's look at this photos. We don't know
They're
what
photos
that's
of
for.
me. They're all from yesterday, me walking around town. This is me leaving the store. And here I am going to the hotel. And here I am with Angelina in the diner. Huh. That picture's been taken through the window. That Reginald fella must have been creeping about the whole time.
So have you, Darren.
Huh. I'll take them. Even though they'll probably be of no use.
Might make sense now to destroy them, because if you get caught, which you almost certainly will, at some point you're going to have evidence incriminating yourself on you.
There are various photos of Angelina in this file, and a few of Boris's drawings. They prove that he'd been following her for a while. But why?
See, this is just a folder, so it's not even animated or like the pictures. Notice how this picture, by the way, is like way bigger than any other picture. It's taking up more space in the inventory. That they're really proud to show off Angelina and remind you who she is, because honestly it has been at least 2.5 hours now since I saw her. Pretty easy to forget her. You didn't have too much of an interaction with her as a character.
The pictures of a big sailboat on a stormy sea. Maritime romanticism. There are hinges on one side of the frame. A safe. Hopefully it contains a few answers.
Alright, so we have, I don't think, any numbers right now that would indicate what the combination is. We just have directions. If we were to use this.
That must be the ship's power generator.
So wait a minute. Why do I need the ship's power generator at all?
I guess the batteries are normally charged using a cable at the harbor. The generator's probably just meant for emergencies. Better not now.
So, yeah, unless something's gonna happen, which maybe it is. I don't see why I need a power generator. Let's see if I look at this again.
The picture and the foil together must give the solution to the safe. The route is southwest, south, southeast, east, northeast, and northwest.
Southwest, south, southeast, northeast, and then what was the last one? West? That's an odd safe.
Here's a windrose that you can turn. I guess the idea is the same as with Fuller's safe. But unfortunately, I don't have a stethoscope with me to listen to the mechanism.
So that they're really making us do the same thing over and over again. So, southwest. Alright. South. Southeast. Okay, so I guess you have to switch back and forth. They're really using the exact same combination. I screwed up. I'm pretty sure I did. Apparently not. Apparently
that was the right
fine.
combination.
But the combination was pretty stupid too. It was start at southwest and just work your way counterclockwise.
Huh. A ring with an eye-catching symbol on it. Looks a bit Celtic. A tree or something. It's not gonna help me though.
Floppy disk.
A floppy disk. Labeled with Biddeford and today's date. That looks more like a clue. I should have a look at what's on it straight away. If the disk doesn't contain any critical information, then I have to keep searching. Either way, I should get a move on. I don't know how long Boris is gonna stay on land.
So it seems like maybe the laptop is gonna die as I try to use the floppy disk on it. Old enough game to use floppy disks. I don't know what the story is really going here. Is Angelina and Darren really going to kill a bunch of people and summon a demon like in the first game? Or is he trying to cause it to happen and it wouldn't happen without his interaction or interference? Or is he trying to stop it from happening and interfering because of that?
Damn, what's wrong now? The battery's dead, and there's no electricity on the boat. Alright, let's see if I can do something about that.
So now we need probably all of those other items we saw to turn on the generator. Maybe
Completely
not.
dry. I need to pour in some gas.
So this feels like it's its own locked-in area, designed to give you a break of doing Biddeford area.
Yes, a gas can.
But it also feels like this could have happened 4, 5, 6 hours from now in a different part in the story because it's so disconnected. Let's assume that we're gonna do something with that.
A 2-gallon can of gas, half full.
Alright, it already has gas in it. I thought we were gonna take the oil out of the lantern and use that instead. It would probably work for a while.
Alright, ready for the next try.
Is everything plugged in?
Very good.
I guess it is.
But also quite loud. Hopefully no one can hear the noise on land. Let's see if there's anything on this disc that shed some light on what's going on.
Of course, the background sound effect now is making it harder to hear the voice acting.
Mrs. Michaels' medical records? What the? Mrs. Rebecca Michaels. Second and third degree wounds on the hands, arms, legs. Fractured back, partial cervical fracture. Due to a bad fall. This entry is from 1973. Right after the car crash. The alleged car crash. Doctors Reginald Morris with my mother's medical records.
And I can't change the volume, sorry.
Is he over from
The game decided to turn up the noise in the
Deal with that
background.
later. Let's try and work
I can barely hear it.
first. Angelina. Hey, it's a store. And there's someone standing in the shadows. It's Mr. Biber. He must have found out about the blackmailing and then lost it. And there's Angelina. She's going into the store. Oh, this is the proof. Fuller was already dead when Angelina arrived at the store. But Boris saw that Biber had murdered Fuller, and he must have called Angelina and then the police afterwards. Why did he get her arrested? Was she in the way? In his search for mother?
Good evening, Mr. Michaels.
That was quite a jump scare.
You! Stay
and a
away from
completely
me!
different type of
That's very
animation
difficult on
before
such a small
what
boat.
we've seen.
What did you say?
What do you want from me?
And I still can't turn up the
Very
volume. They've ruined the scene by just
But
bad
we'll have
audio
time to
mixing.
clear it up. We're both going on a little trip.
I don't think so.
Ah!
Damn it!
What was the point of that? Let's see. Let's go with the paddle. And I'm dead, and don't tell me that it didn't autosave. Okay. It did autosave, and they're doing it again with an interesting animation. I was gonna go for the boom. I guess you just grab the boom. Then you hit him with the paddle and knock him overboard. On the same evening.
It was really brave of you to take that.
Skipping
Yeah.
ahead.
I actually had no other choice.
If you say so. Most important thing is the disc was still okay. You saved me.
I just wish they'd caught Boris.
He'll resurface soon enough.
I should have got back quicker, but the boat wouldn't go any faster. I still don't know what he actually wanted from us. And if you fly back to England on your own, who's gonna watch out for you then?
Oh, it's nice of you to worry. But I've got to go. And Boris seemed to be after you and your mother, right? Nothing's going to happen to me.
I still wish you'd stay here. Well,
See, this just feels like the end of
We've
one
been through
game,
this already.
and then there's going to be
You
a
have to stay
completely
here
different
until
game
my condition
later
gets better.
after
You
this
can
point.
come and visit me in a few weeks. By then I'll know more about the mysterious Willow Creek.
What? What do you mean?
I'm going to investigate. Willow Creek, Reginald Boris, about the time your mother
Maybe
was
we
at
do a character switch here.
Listen to me. You are not gonna do that.
I wouldn't be upset with
Please, keep out of
playing
this.
as Angelina.
But I'm a historian. Digging into the
Her
past is
voice
just what I do.
acting's
Don't worry.
probably going to be better than Darren's
I'm
is.
going to miss you. Anyway, I know who could save me if I get into trouble.
So yeah, maybe there'll be two acts where we play as Angelina, and then maybe in the 5th act, Darren will come back after Angelina. But I mean, that wouldn't be set in the past either. A few days later, skipping
Darren?
time at further.
They just called from the hospital. You should get over there straight away.
My mom.
So that was a waste of an animation, frankly. It should have been you were sitting on the coast saying bye to Angelina, and right then and there, somebody, Mrs. Bieber or whoever, finds you and says you have to get to the hospital quick. One assumes we're gonna find out that that my mother is either crazy or dead. I'd imagine dead. Her dying makes a little bit of sense for Darren to go to England and chase after Angelina and fixes some of that stuff. Let's see. Where are we on quests now? Find information about Reginald. And we've scrolled through everything and scribbled through everything. So I don't even think there are any more quests. I almost wonder if maybe we'll get a completely different journal once we get into the next act. It certainly is taking a really long time to get into the next act, and we didn't really solve much at all. If each one of these parts is supposed to be a slight indication of a subchapter, then we can see that there's probably not going to be a second page there. Yeah, and there's no quests, no tasks right now, so we're in good position. And the game did autosave, so I have to applaud that, because it certainly didn't autosave in the first Black Mirror game. You totally could have died and wasted hours and hours of gameplay, and I'm sure nobody was happy about that. As far as items and hotspots, I kind of want to talk to Mrs. Biba and see if she's finally willing to admit that she was being blackmailed. I assume that's the case. We really haven't gotten 100% confirmation on that, but Angelina was released, so there's pretty much enough evidence to say Mr. Biba was the killer, and he's not in the background anymore, so we kind of saved her from a abusive relationship, which is, I guess, a nice side accomplishment. But boy, is this game taking forever. It's not, I think, as bad as the first game, but we definitely needed to leave this city after Act 1 and maybe come back later. The danger now is that maybe we'll come back to this city later on in the game for a third time and just have to collect even more things. Even the little boat section that we had right now, maybe you could have put that boat section in between Act 1 and Act 2, and that would have been better. But I don't know exactly how you'd ride around that. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, I'm asking people to friend me on Steam and gift me games or a gift card. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.